Did you know that New Year's Day is the saddest day of the year? Actually, let me say that first week in the new year, January 1st to the 7th, around there, is one of the saddest time periods in the year. And I'm going to tell you why. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to see you as per usual. If this is your first time here, I hope you will consider staying by hitting that subscribe button. I am just creating a community here that supports each other, that supports the creation and achievement of goals, and just all together just leveling up in life, whether it's through personal development, personal growth, career growth, business growth, all of the above. So if that's something you're focusing on in 2021 or whichever year you happen to watch this video, definitely hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts, your ideas in the comments below. So let me tell you the reason why that time period is the saddest part of the year. It's because that is when hopes and dreams are created just to die. They're created just for death. And when I was doing research for this video, I was reading a Forbes magazine. I was reading a Forbes article that was talking about a study that was done that showed that 50% of people create New Year's resolutions. So of all the people you know, at least half of those people have created New Year's resolutions, and 80% of them fail. There was another article that was talking about another study that was done that put that number even higher, at 90% of people failing at their goals. Why is that? And you might be saying, Akio, what's the big deal? People make New Year's resolutions and people don't follow through. Let me tell you what the big deal is. Because I feel like the term New Year's resolution has trivialized this a lot in our heads. So if you strip away that term and get to the meat of what that is, a New Year's resolution is a goal that you set to change your life in some way, shape, or form. It's a promise you've made to yourself to be a better person. Maybe a promise you've made to your kids to be a better mother, to be a better father. Maybe a promise you've made to a loved one to spend more time with them. It's dreams that you've put on paper or maybe just in your head that you've created. They're dreams to change your life in some way. Maybe to increase your income so that you can pay off your mother's mortgage. Maybe to increase your income, add a new income stream to retire your father. Like, these are important things. And the term New Year's resolution or New Year resolution has trivialized it a lot in our mind. But I want to bring it back home to the fact that these are hopes, these are dreams, these are important things to change our lives, to change the lives of our loved ones, to change the lives of people around us. These are important things. So why is it, going back to those statistics, why is it that 80 to 90% of us are falling off the path to something so important, something so life-changing? Why is it that we're dropping the ball on things that are so important to our lives and to the lives of the people who we love the most? And this is what I'm going to be answering in this video, and I am hoping that you'll be able to watch through the whole video, because I'm going to bring out 3 main reasons why and how we can overcome those reasons. The funny thing about life is sometimes in life, all you need is to hear one sentence that flips the perspective in your mind and unlocks everything you need in your mind to achieve your goals or to make it easier for you to achieve your goals. And that's my hope for you with this video, is that these 3 points that I bring out will help to bring about a paradigm shift in your mind so that you can see the issue from another angle and maybe unlock something in your mind that will help propel you forward to achieving your goals. So let's go back to that statistic. 80 to 90% of people fail. Why is that? The first reason is that we haven't applied that change or that need for change to our subconscious. And here's what I mean by that. I feel like the best way to illustrate this is with a story. Let's say it's a lockdown. you've been craving this particular dish. Maybe it's something cultural from back home if you're not in your home, or maybe it's something that, you know, older people in your culture make and you don't know how to make it. You know, your grandmother can just throw down and you're just craving that right now. You can't get it. You can't just go to a restaurant. You can't get your grandmother to make it right now, but you're really craving it. So you've decided, all right, you know what? I'm gonna look up the recipe and I'm gonna make it myself. You look it up, you find the recipe, you buy all the ingredients. You are ready. You make the dish. You follow the instructions to the T. You sit down to eat that dish and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna destroy this. This is gonna be so good. Can't wait. Take your first bite, take your second bite, and it's terrible. It's terrible. You hate it. And you're like, what? Why is it that it's come out like this? Why is it that I follow the recipe to the T, but I haven't achieved the taste or the flavor that I want? But you're craving it so much that you decide, you know what? You're gonna try again and you're gonna try to perfect the recipe. So you buy the ingredients again and you try it again. It comes out the same way. Doesn't taste right. The food looks right. Like, it looks exactly how it's supposed to be, but it doesn't have that right flavor. So you decide, you know what? I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna keep practicing at that recipe. And that sounds like a good plan, does it not? Keep practicing to make what you want perfect. So you keep practicing, you do the recipe over and over and over, and every time the meal comes out the same. Every time the meal comes out the same flavor, not the right flavor, not what you want. What is the problem with this scenario? The problem with this scenario is you haven't edited the recipe. You haven't changed anything in the recipe. How do you expect to change the flavor of a meal if you haven't edited the recipe? You can try as many times as you want to follow this recipe. You will never get a different flavor in your meal if you haven't edited the recipe. So to bring this back to the topic at hand, every goal you set is to achieve a new outcome, right? Any goal you pick, you have to change a behavior to achieve that goal. So if you want to spend more time with your kids, you're gonna have to maybe come home from work earlier. You're gonna have to, or on time, you're gonna have to put down the phone, put down social media to make that time to spend with your kid. Maybe close that email app so that half an hour you would have spent, you know, going through your emails or answering emails, you can dedicate that half an hour to your kids. Something has to change in order to accommodate a new behavior. So you can either do what most people do, which is attack it by brute force. You know, I'm gonna practice this recipe until I get it perfect. Brute force. I'm gonna just do this. This is my goal. I'm just gonna do it. And you try hard every day to do it. That's brute force. And brute force may work for a while, but eventually your fists get tired. And brute force, all it does is cut up your fist, make you tired, and destroy something. And that's how we've been attacking our goals. Like, this is the goal, so I'm just gonna do it. Every day I said I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And you try and you hit it with brute force every day until maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, and you're just tired. You just can't do it. And what happens? You revert to the original behavior you were trying to change. Why? Because you haven't changed the recipe. You haven't changed the recipe. The only way to change the flavor of a meal is to edit the recipe. Because I mean, look around, wherever you are right now, just look around. Anything that your eye can see right now first started in someone's mind. This pencil, tangible pencil, it started in someone's mind. Someone had to think about creating this pencil and say, you know what? I'm gonna make pencils. It had to start up here before they can go through the process to create it and have it out here in the real world. Anything at all. This setting mousse control. Someone had to think about this mousse bottle or think about the contents of this mousse bottle before it's created and brought out here in the real world. Anything at all in your immediate surrounding or anything you've ever seen. So If you want to change something out here, if you want to change the flavor, you have to edit the recipe. It first starts in your mind. So it now brings up a new question. How do we edit that recipe? How do we make that change in our consciousness, in our mind, in order to change, in order to effectively change our behaviors, in order to change our behaviors for the long term? You've heard me say this a million times. You already know what it is. Meditation. The first thing, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know meditation. In order to access your mind, you need that still, quiet time. You need that meditative time to sit and hear yourself, to sit and be aware of what's going on in your mind. And that is how you begin to edit the recipe. That is how you begin to connect with your consciousness, to understand what you have formulated up there. Because a lot of us go through life just going, and we're not aware of what's going on in here. You know, when I realized that when, for instance, I'm a very confident person. All my friends will attest to that. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a very confident person. And when I started meditation and just that stillness and quietness, I realized that even though I'm a confident person, there was a lot of self-doubt that I had no clue that I had in me. And it was only because I was able to sit still and listen, sit still and tune in, was I able to realize that who you are on the outside, or your surface self, is not necessarily a reflection of what's going on deep inside of you. So that meditation is very important. That quiet time is very important to connect with your subconscious, to connect with your mind, and to first be aware of the formulas that you have in there. First be aware of the beliefs you have in there, or the doubts you have in there, and then being able to edit and change those doubts, or edit and change that formula to elicit a change out here. Another really good technique for editing your mind or editing your subconscious is affirmations. You hear people talk about that all the time, looking in the mirror and stating affirmations. If you know that your issue is self-love, you love yourself, but you know you have those deep fears and thoughts deep down about whether or not you're worthy of anything or you deserve X, Y, and Z. Look up affirmations for self-love. Look in that mirror I'm pointing this way because there's a mirror there, but look in that mirror every morning and repeat a set of affirmations that address self-love. If you know you have issues deep down with money, repeat affirmations that address, money management or income. If you know you have issues with being a mother or being a father, find affirmations that address those issues. Repeat it to yourself every morning, because that's a technique that penetrates the mind and edits that subconscious, and that's what we want. So meditation, affirmations, I'm sure there's some others out there, but those are the two main things for me. If you know of any other type of technique that can help people to edit their subconscious, drop it down below. So the second issue that arises, that causes people to fall off the path of achieving their dreams, achieving their goals, is the fact that there's no accountability structure to help you to sustain change. Because here's the thing, we all have experienced this, where we're inspired to do something. Maybe something happens and we're like, no, I want to change. I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to work towards it. When you first make that goal, there's this inspiration, there's this drive, there's this excitement that fuels you. And it fuels you, depending on how much you are excited about it, it might fuel you for a week, 3 weeks, a month, 3 months if it's something really good. And then that passion dies. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. You will be drained of that initial excitement when you first make your goal. And that's where most people fall off, because you make your goal in January. By March, life lick you. By March, life hit you and that initial excitement is gone, which means the driving force for you to do the small things that you need to do to achieve that goal is gone. And here's the thing about small things. Small things are easy to do cumulatively to achieve a goal, but small things are also easy not to do. And when you don't do those small things, you don't achieve the goal. So a huge issue is there is nothing to hold you accountable when that drive and that excitement has faded. So how do we attack that problem? How do we set up an accountability structure? The easiest thing to do is to find an accountability partner. Find someone you trust and let them know the goal and ask them to hold you accountable. Check up on you every couple months. For some people that's easy. For others that may not be easy. You may not have anyone around you that you trust in that way, because sometimes goals are super personal and sometimes you just don't want people to know your business. So that's a harder problem to solve. I've tried my best to create a solution by creating my own accountability program, because a lot of times it's easier to let a stranger know your goal, somebody who's not in your life judging you, who don't know your parents or don't know your family, you know what I mean? So I've set up an accountability program where you can just fill out a form, your name, email address, what your goals are, and every 3 months I'll check up on you with those goals. I'll give you some encouragement. I'll remind you of why you started or why you set that goal. And that's something so simple to do, but it's something that might easily be the key for you persevering and getting to that goal. Sometimes when you've given up or you just can't be bothered right now, all you need is someone to say, hey, remember why you started this? You started this because you wanted to be able to retire your mother. You started this because you wanted to be able to pay off the mortgage for your grandparents' home. You started this for some important reasons, and I'm reminding you of that. Sometimes all you need is that reminder. Another really good way of keeping that accountability, find some way to be able to see where you are. It's very helpful to see your goal, see the things you need to do, and see where you are on that journey, see what you've achieved so far or what you have not achieved so far. I am currently creating a document that is able to track your progress, set out your goals, set out the steps you need to achieve. You'll be able to put in when you have achieved something, or just add in your progress and be able to see like a progress bar to say, oh, you're 20% complete, or you're 50% complete, 80% complete. It's very helpful to have that visual representation of where you are. So I'm in the process of creating this progress tracker for your goals each year. And I don't think it's going to be ready by the time I publish this video, because it kind of takes a bit of work and a bit of figuring out. So what I'll do is I'll put a link down below if you're interested in that progress tracker, to be able to visually see your goals and visually see where you are in achieving your goals. Definitely click the link below and drop your name and your email address. Once that's created, I'll send you an email for you to take a look at it and see if it's something that you want to try out and see if it works for you. So yeah, those are the two solutions I have: visual representation of your goal and some sort of accountability somewhere for someone to be able to check up on you and give you inspiration. Or even if it's just that you have identified, because sometimes you don't know that you've given up, but there's sometimes when you're very acutely aware. And I feel like that's when it hurts the most, when you're aware that it's just like, no, I don't have the strength, I don't have the stick-to-itiveness. And it's very helpful to be able to go to someone and say, this was my goal, but I am feeling so down about it. I haven't seen any progress. I feel like I haven't done anything for the past 2 weeks and I feel like I'm giving up. Sometimes you just need somewhere to go with that and to receive encouragement for that. And that's what my accountability program is for. And that's what I hope to be able to bring to you guys. So the last point is another one to do with your mind. Another reason people fall off or drop the ball with achieving these important life-changing goals is because you're actually really scared or really resistant to achieving this big goal. You can want something, but if deep down you are afraid or scared to achieve that goal, you will not let yourself have it. This is something that I feel like so many people struggle with, but they don't know that they struggle with. Almost all of us have these deep self-limiting beliefs, this deep feeling of not deserving something or not being good enough for something that we carry around, and we don't realize that we carry it around. And I discovered this in myself, and I was very surprised. Oh my goodness, I had a lot of very deep kind of like doubt in my self-worth, doubt that I deserve certain things, or doubt that I have the capabilities to do certain things. I discovered that I had a lot of negative self-talk. Like if an opportunity came up at work or somewhere else, while I would with my mind say, "Ooh, I want to do that. I want that. I think I would be good at that." I realized that as soon as I said that, there was this thought in the back of my mind of, you can't do that. You don't know how to achieve that. You're gonna fail. Like there was this negative self-talk that was happening for years that I had no idea was there. I had no awareness that I was doing it. And this is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. But again, because it's such a deep layer, it's underneath things, it's happening without your awareness. So you have this self-limiting beliefs that you're not aware of that's holding you back. Because, for instance, income is an easy one to point out. How do you expect to increase your revenue streams or increase your income this year so that you can retire your mom because she's been working since she was 16, providing for family and providing for you or other people? How do you expect to retire her by increasing your income if you believe that people who have too much money are evil? How do you expect to increase your income so that you can pay off the mortgage for your grandparents' house because it's stressing them out? They can't work the way they used to. How do you expect to pay off their mortgage if you believe that people who have too much money have to step on other people to achieve money? How do you expect to increase your income to send your kids to a good school where they can get a proper education, where they can get a good experience, good high school experience, good primary school experience? How do you expect to increase your income to be able to do that for your kids if you believe that in order to have a lot of money, you must be rotten inside? How do you expect to do any of this with that self-limiting belief inside? And if you look at yourself, not everyone believes this, but a good majority of us have a lot of self-limiting beliefs around money, especially if you're grown up very religious. You know, you have this, most of us have this idea that in order to be rich, or in order to have a lot of money, or in order to have more than enough money to just scrape by, you're not a true religious person, or you're not a true Christian. In order to be that, you have to be suffering. Like, we have a lot of these self-limiting beliefs. Another one is, let's just say, a promotion. Maybe there's a promotion up at work that you're like, you know, I want that. But how do you expect to get that if deep down you believe that you don't deserve that promotion? If deep down you believe everybody in this office is better than me, maybe everyone in this office is lighter skinned than me, and you have this self-limiting belief that all those people who have lighter skin are better than you. You know what I mean? How do you expect to achieve that promotion if deep down you believe everyone else here is better than me because maybe most of them went to Harvard, or most of them went to Yale, and you only went to your local college? How do you expect to achieve that if deep down you believe that everyone else around you deserves it more than you? Now, I hope I brought out the point there that a lot of times we are holding ourselves back We are the ones holding ourselves back with these beliefs. And the other point is, a lot of times we want something and we've set a goal to achieve that thing, and we think that's enough, but we don't realize that you can want something and not believe that you can get something. You can want something and not believe that you can actually achieve it. And that is a problem that a lot of us face. So I hope I've brought out that point of how much self-limiting beliefs can hold us back. Because if you have those beliefs that I don't deserve this, or I'm not good enough for this, you will never let yourself have it. You will want it for the rest of your life, but not be able to achieve it. Because a lot of times we think that the problem or the obstacles for us that is holding us back from achieving our goals are out there, are external. It's the haters over there. It's the backbiting family member over there. It's the jealous coworker over there. All of those are external things. And it's not that they're not valid external things. It's not that they're not real roadblocks. The thing is, they are roadblocks, but they are not the most dangerous roadblocks. They're not the most limiting roadblocks. The most limiting roadblocks are the ones inside that you've set up for yourself that you don't realize are there. And this is the most dangerous one, because again, it's hidden. It's hidden behind the layer of your outward appearance. It's hidden behind many layers of your mind. So if you are not a person who, again, is in tune with yourself, if you're not a person who does a lot of meditation and takes a lot of quiet time, you might not even be aware of how many limiting beliefs you have and how much you are holding yourself back. Because honestly, you can have the most level playing field. You can have a path to your goal that's cut out, clear, no obstacles. All you have to do is walk on the path. But if you have those limiting beliefs, if you are holding yourself back, you will not be able to walk on that path. And that is one of the number one reasons why you cannot achieve your goals. It's because you are holding yourself back from achieving those goals. Because I mean, the world already provides enough obstacles for you, right? You don't need yourself providing more obstacles. So then that leads to the last question of, how do we get over these self-limiting beliefs? How do we overcome? And I have two solutions for this. The first one is reading up on it, doing your research on it. I heard there was a really good book that's on my list next to read, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I heard it's an amazing book that helps you to identify self-limiting beliefs and helps you to figure out how to overcome them. If you know of any other books or tools or techniques about self-limiting beliefs, drop it in the comment below. That's my next book. So once I read it, I'll let you guys know what I think of it. But that's an external solution. None of that matters if you don't go internal, because again, the problem is internal. You cannot escape it. You have to go internal. You have to change that formula inside. You have to edit the recipe so that you can change the meal. So again, meditation and quiet time so that you can identify your self-limiting beliefs. Because I've identified some general self-limiting beliefs, but everyone is different. We've all gone through different experiences growing up, and you are bound to have some specific beliefs that you have deep down that you've not addressed. So meditate, give yourself the quiet time to be in tune with yourself, be in tune with your soul, be in tune with your mind, to identify what those self-limiting beliefs are that you have deep down. And once you've identified those beliefs, you can now address those beliefs and clear those blockages, clear those beliefs out of your system. And yeah, those are the 3 points. Those are the 3 main reasons why most of us drop off that path to success, why most of us drop the ball when it comes to achieving those things that are important, not only for us, not only to improve our lives, but to improve the lives of our loved ones, to improve the lives of people around us. So I just hope that something I've said today has flipped a switch. Something I've said today has changed your perspective. If it has, comment down below so that I can know that I am making an impact somewhere. Or sorry guys, this video cut out on me again and I'm over it. So yeah, I hope you found something worthwhile in this video. Definitely share if you're able to, because I feel in my soul that this is a video where somebody can find some answers, somebody can find something that will help propel them forward. So definitely share if you can, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. If no one has told you today, I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.